as we have a look on our Wednesday edition of our sports report, and it's the lay of the ladders, and it's, those movers and those maybe who are shaking because they're dropping down the table. We're taking a look firstly in New South Wales and Victoria competitions of flow coverage, and we start in the Riverina, and on top of the ladder, Turvey Park, they're the mover, up to the top of the table, well clear now with 32 points against the Griffith Swans at 26 who've moved up. Coolaman have moved up to 24, MCUE 22. The two that are in a bit of bother that have dropped, the Wagga Tigers on 20 and GGGM Lions in 6th place on 20. So very interesting competition there in the Riverina Football League. Having a look at the Farrer Football League now, and the Rockyaron Creek continue at the top, a shaky win over the lowly Barellan, but enough to keep them at 10-0, which is 40 premiership points. The Northern Jets in second with 36. I reckon those two have got the double chance pretty well sewn up. Mara Bombers could have something to say about that. They're at 28. And then the CSU Bush Pigs on 20, East Wagga Coringal Hawks 20, and then Barellan down on 12. Get a feeling that that might just be about too far adrift. Colliamberley and Temora both on 8, North Wagga on 4 in that competition. Let's go now to the Hume Football League, and this is interesting because Osborne are head and shoulders above the rest of the competition. They're 10-0, which is 40 premiership points, which is incredible because Osborne is nearest to the Farrer League in terms of location, and the Rockyaron Creek in that league are on top with 40 points. So 10 wins from both areas in the same geographical location. Great stuff from that area. Holbrook with 7-2-1, that's 30 points, second place. How long? 28. Ramwell Bundry Waller, this is where it gets interesting, in 4th place on 24. Then CDHBU 24, Gindera 24, they're your top 6. Brock Burham on 20, Lockhart 16, Henty 12, Culcairn 12, Billabong Crows 10, Murray Magpies yet to score. It would seem that Brock Burham are pushing hard with a better percentage than Gindera and the CDHBU and Round Mulbundary Waller. So to me, Brock Burham is the side that could make a last part of the season flurry, and there'll be some shaking sides there in the competition. Let's now go to North Central in Victoria. The big movers here are the Bircher Botcham Bulls up into second. They're behind Sea Lake Nandaly Tigers, who are 36. Bircher Botcham 24, Nullawil 24, Donald 24. So all of those three sides looking for the double chance in a top 4 competition. Witcherproof Narraport, they're in 5th place now, 18, a game and a half adrift. And then Wedderburn, 2 games adrift at 16, and Bort, 2.5 games adrift at 14. Charlton 4, Sonata yet to score. So I reckon shaking there is the Witcherproof Narraport boys, because they're looking like they're going to struggle now to get to finals in this season. Sunraysia football, and this has got Robinvale on top at 8-1 and 32 premiership points, but it's Mildura who are in second, 28. Irimple a bit shaky at 24, and that double chance slipping away because their percentage is significantly lower than Mildura. So a massive loss on the weekend when those two sides met, when Mildura did beat Irimple in terms of the premiership context for the season. Wentworth at 20 and Redcliffs are on 20. Owen United up at 16, and that'll have the rest of the competition above them shaking because they are a proven finals contender and a premiership contender at that if they can get there. Merbein at 12 in a bit of trouble. They're shaking down there lower, and 6 for South and 2 for Imperials, who look like the wooden spoon could be theirs. Millawa football, and from the weekend matches, nothing too much to change here. Bamble 28, Golgol 28, Cardross 28. Probably shaking is Cardross dropping off the top, Bamble up to the top where they love to be, and Nanjalok will be the 4th place in the finals race at 16, with Werribee at 8 and Moringa, neither side looking like they can get close to Nanjalok and in the games that they have played. So they're in a bit of bother. In the women's comp, the ladder with the 5 sides says Werribee top with 28, Cardross 24, Bamble 16, Golgol 4, Moringa yet to score. Heading over now to the Wimmera football, and after the weekend matches, they're in great shape as Ararat. They're still 8-0 at 32 points. And then Southern Mallee Giants up to 28. They're 7-2. And Horsham Saints 7-2. So those two look like they're in that nice place for the top 3. And then Dimboola dropped down to 24 premiership points. They're in in a way, those two, Horsham Saints and Nimbull, are very similar percentages. So Minyabatoa, 5th place, have shored that back up. They've gone head of stall 20-16. That is where the competition is at. Horsham D's 0, 6 premiership points, and Warwick Eagles nothing. So I think the 5 sides and a 6th side trying to break in stall in that particular competition. It's going to be interesting to see that unfold at the end of the season. Horsham District Football, and the ladder has at the top of the table Harrow Balmoral. They're at 10-0. No one looks like getting close to them at the moment, but that doesn't translate to finals. An injury to a couple of very good players can change things, but they look really, really good. Japarut Rainbow at 32. They've got their ascendancy back with Narrajua Kontong at 28. Eden Apsley 28. Rapaniup, last year's premiers, at 22. And then it gets interesting. Swifts on 20 for the top 6 of this competition. They're in that 6th place. Kaniva Leor, the Cougars, on 20. They're bounced back after a bit of an indifferent form a few weeks back. A couple of wins in recent weeks has really got them going. Pimpanayo dropped down to 16 in 8th place, and Nadimak at 14. Kalki at 12. Don't write Kalki off, but it's going to be tough still to get to 6th place. They're 2 games adrift in the lay of the ladders. To talk about a interesting year of football in senior competition across our coverage areas in Victoria and New South Wales.